My eyesight is definitely like much worse now than it would have been when I was diagnosed initially. So like my eyesight is always deteriorating. There's an element of like, well, I don't know what vision I'm gonna have tomorrow or next year or whatever. So why not take advantage of what I have now? This is just part and parcel of life for me. Well, like my eyesight just gets worse. I can't do anything about that. My eyesight has helped inform how I deal with kind of challenges in athletics. The better I can fill my life with things that are meaningful for me, the less I'm concentrating or thinking about what I may or may not be able to do in the future. I had my summer holidays, no problem. Like we go up to Donegal every summer. So like there's no TVs, no screens, anything up there. We'd just be on the beach every day or on the bikes running around the place. So I had a fairly carefree summer. There was no real like signs or anything. And I went back to school then in 5th class, and day one, couldn't read my books and I couldn't read the teacher's handwriting. And I was like, that's so weird. We had a new teacher. I remember saying to one of the lads, like, oh, it's crazy. His writing is so small. And they're like, no, it's not. I was like, oh, okay, I can't see that. But again, like no real alarm bells. Like my mom wears glasses. So I was like, oh, I probably need glasses or something. So went home, told her, went about kind of finding out, you know, the first person we went to was like, I don't know if there's anything wrong with her eyesight. Like maybe she's pretending because she wants like a trendy pair of glasses or something. And my parents were like, she's not that kind of kid. So they were like, no, okay, they took it seriously and they took me to someone else. And then basically we found out that I had Stargardt's, which is basically a degenerative condition. So it means that you lose eyesight over time. So I had lived 11 years with no kind of deterioration. And then obviously over that summer, there'd been a significant deterioration in quite a small time period, but I just hadn't noticed it, maybe because the things where I would notice it weren't present, you know?
For us, that was devastating. You know, she wanted to know, well, what's it going to be like?
Our very first question was, will the world go black? No, it won't go black. In your case, it won't go black, but because what happens in Orla's, she's lost the center of her field of vision, so she will always have peripheral vision.
We learned at an early stage that crossing the road was not actually a big issue for her because she could see on the right and she could see on the left. The center, she was more likely to walk into something in front of her than she was in something on either side, you know? What she would find difficult is someone maybe across the road say, hi Orla, and she'll go, hi. Even when she was younger and she'd say, who's that? She wouldn't have a clue. Wouldn't have a clue unless she recognised their voice.
For me, the dramatic change was I had large print books in school and a laptop, and I was like, oh, this is the worst. Like, I'm gonna stick out like a sore thumb. Like, people are gonna think this or that of me or whatever. And like, I think about it now as like, it's almost like a bit funny. I was like thinking about these like really stupid kind of trivial things that were like hugely important as an 11-year-old. But like my parents were like, what's her life gonna look like? Like, what jobs can she have? Where can she be independent? You know, all this stuff. Like, I think for them, it was actually a far more traumatizing time period than it was for me, to be honest. I think it then became maybe more of a realization for me as I got older and as I started to realize, like, okay, well, all my friends are learning to drive and I can't learn to drive. And then in school, when the careers teacher is asking you, like, what do you want to do? When you start to maybe assess, like, oh, I actually might not be able to do that and stuff like that. So that maybe the realizations for me came a little bit later, whereas my parents dealt with all of that in the one moment as I was diagnosed. So I actually always think about that time as being kind of way worse for them than for me.